Hello everybody, my name is Ace. We're going to be continuing to test out T4 Dark Onyx fit that is a bit cheap and it's focusing on using a dual rep style. Before we used a propless Onyx that instead of this Afterburner had a Multispectrum shield hardener. Now I replaced the Multispectrum shield hardener with an Afterburner so we get a bit more speed. And then I replaced the Regal catalyst we had before with a Solidifier so we get extra tank. So you can see here 500 mil, not the most expensive ship. T4s, hopefully, if it goes good, it will be big because T4s can give quite a bit of ISK. And in dark sites, filament's cheap. So it will overall be a very profitable experience. So we'll go in here, get to work. Okay, got a bunch of little rogue drones. So we'll go with Caldari Navy. Snarecaster and Fogcaster is what we're going to go for first, actually. Probably Fogcasters, actually, because they're affecting our application the most. So we'll just get a bit closer right here until we can Webify. There we go. The dual webs is going to do the trick. Hopefully. If the dual webs can apply. Yeah, there we go. Look, that 300 volley right there. That's good. And we'll go to the buy adaptive cache right here. We're not on the test server. We are on Tranquility. Because these cheap ships have a tendency to just do them on Tranquility since, I mean, it's alright. They're not the most expensive ships and the profit I get is then for actual profit. It's more like expensive ships I tend to use a bit more on the test server. But so far, application seems good to rogue drones. They're very like small targets, so it's a good application tester. I think the best application tester are the Damaviks with ghosters. That can be a bit problematic sometimes. But this seems alright. Seems alright. And tank will also be something to take into consideration. Because we've got less tank now with only one Multispectrum shield hardener. We have got Solidifier to sort of compensate for that. But still, I think the Multispectrum was a bit better. At least capacitor-wise, it was a lot more efficient. Because Solidifier rigs that we've got right now, they just make the shield booster spin faster. So it's not like the shield booster is giving more shield, it's just that it's spinning faster, so we get more shield per second, but we are consuming more capacitor in the process as well. Okay, let's go to the transfer conduit, keep it range. That's some good 700 volley right there. And I mean, we don't have the most amount of application, I mean DPS, with 3 ballistic control systems. We could have more damage modules. But it's alright, it's alright. Keep it range 500, yeah, it's good. Time is 2.5 minutes. Pretty good. Can even turn off the shield booster just to preserve a bit of capacitor since we don't need to just blast through our entire capacitor when there's hardly any incoming DPS. Over-repping wastes a lot of capacitor. In really cap-stable fits, just tend to leave it on all the time. But yeah, I think that in the dark side, you're not taking DPS all the time. It can be an option to save a bit of capacitor when you actually do need it. When you need to get up close and personal, especially like in Starving Leshak waves, that could be a very good option. So I have that buff of capacity in case the newts get crazy. Okay, let's go to the next room. Done in just under 4 minutes. Decent time. See what we've got here. Rogue drones again. Even automatic suppressor as well. That could be a good thing to go to because it will shred these guys to pieces. So we'll go there. Don't want to lock it up. Adaptive cache, snare casters. We want to take them out. They're making us going to go going very slowly. Come on, lock up, please. I think it's lagging a bit because it took a long time to lock up these guys. Oh no, actually, I think it's because of these sensor dampeners over here. They're causing the lock times to be a lot shorter, as well as reducing our lock range. Because you see here, everything's locking really slowly, just because of the sensor dampeners. We get close to the short range default automatic suppressor because we've got medium range. Short range is close to the transfer conduit, and it's better to go to short ranges because they have a bit more damage they're dealing to these rogue drones. Where's our buffer? 19k. It's not the most amount of buffer, but I mean, it's still enough to survive deadly wrecking shots here in the T4 Abyss. So some of our missiles are going to get shot down by this deep automatic suppressor, but it's going to do a ton of damage to all these rogue drones, so it'll be worth it. Might seem a bit counterintuitive because they both shoot drones and missiles. But I think the collective damage you get from the automatic suppressor is definitely worth it. Can make our way towards the transfer conduit. Popped. And popped. So you can see this wave went quite a bit quicker. Less than 3 minutes. Because of the demon automatic suppressors helping us out. Making use of our surroundings. Ephialtis. Let's go towards the adaptive cache. Is there anything in particular we can take out? Warden and Firewatchers maybe. Oh, actually no, these confusers, they could be good to take out because they're causing application problems. I don't think we're able to use Rage here to fully apply to them just because of our ship not having the best application. But we're still doing some damage with the Caldari Navy. It's not the most, but it's some damage. Grab the loot here. Not so good loot from this site, but I mean, can't have everything. 17 million. We should actually be going for the confusers. We're still able to apply to these sleeper frigates, so that's pretty good to see. The raw DPS from the Caldari Navy is not particularly high, 461. With the Rage, we get quite a bit more. But right here, I think we're doing perfect application. 1k volley. Let's test Scourge Rage. See if we'll be able to get more than 1.1k, because we got 1.1k volley before. See if we can get more than 1.1k volley with Rage. I don't think we will, but there is a chance. Okay, yeah, 1.2k. 800. I think it depends on their velocity. I wonder if the rate of fire is a bit better as well. Yeah, I think it's overall better to go with the Caldari Navy. Because sometimes the NPCs, they can travel in certain vectors that are sort of more favorable for the missile. Like if it travels in the direction of the missile or something, I think the explosion will cover more of the enemy ship. That's why some volleys can sometimes do a lot of damage. Or sometimes they just suddenly reduce their speed, so they're suddenly taking a bit more, but then they accelerate again and they take less damage. I think the Caldari Navy feels a bit more reliable overall. It's just unfortunate of the very low DPS it's got. I'm wondering if Solidifier could be ditched for a bay-loading accelerator. And just stick to the Caldari Navy, because it seems to be applying pretty much almost perfectly. I mean, I think we've got the calibration to be able to do that. Bay loading. I mean, we get some decent DPS. Okay, 40 DPS is not a whole lot. It is something, but it's not a whole lot. I mean, it's still alright time. I mean, we had very quick waves in the beginning with rogue drones, and then especially rogue drones plus automatic suppressors, but we're approaching the 10-minute mark. We've almost got through most of the meat of this room right here. Seems to be going pretty good. The prop mod is good that we're able to like get to locations a bit quicker, because before we were just I felt like I was very sluggish, not able to get to stuff that I wanted to get to. It's not like I really need to make a big effort to get to stuff here, but I feel like it's giving me a bit more flexibility. I have 800 meters per second if I feel like it. Going transversal, maybe it helps me tank in a way, because I'm able to speed tank a bit better. So maybe you could just ditch the... I could ditch the Solidifier, because we are tanking a bit better now, because we can speed tank a bit better with an Afterburner. So say, for example, we get Charybdis Tyrannos or Santra Cruisers, we can sort of make them get more grazing shots now because of the Afterburner. So it's not like we got completely no defensive capabilities by swapping the Multispectrum with an Afterburner. We're still getting defensive capabilities in terms of our speed. So I think that maybe we could actually ditch that Solidifier, especially considering how good our shields have been doing so far. And we're not using any boosters, any implants, anything at all. Like, we're completely raw clone right here. So I feel like we could cheapen on the tank slightly. I do worry about the Cinnabar waves though, because they do hit hard. In the dark sides, they apply perfectly, do EM damage, explosive damage, are 2 lowest resists. So we just want to be careful with those guys. And 1 volley here. Okay, 2 volleys because we didn't drop the webs. There we go. Okay, there we go. A quick T4 Dark. Went very smoothly. See if we get ganked on the out gate. Thankfully not. I think they went really well. They are obviously more challenging waves we're going to be up against, especially in terms of the tank. In terms of completion time, I think Triglavian and Damavik waves can pose a big threat. They can make it so that they have remote reps, you're not able to apply properly, but on the other hand, I think we could still get through them if we really try. So I think the Onyx can be a good alternative, or can be a good option to do T4 Darks in a relatively cheap fashion. I think there is a potential for that actually. And I'm really excited to see what we can come up with, because I like the look of the ship. I think it looks like a cooler Gila. It's usually not performing as good as the Gila, but in terms of dark sides, it does perform better than a Gila, because Gilas usually have a bit of a trouble getting their drones to apply in dark sides. So I think it just looks like a really cool ship. Any ship that can do T4 Firestorm or T4 Dark in a cheap fashion, I'm very happy about that, because it's really good ISK. So if we're able to do it with this ship, a good looking ship doing profitable activities, for me that's perfect. So we'll see what the future has in store. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.